Letters form an integral part of communication. It may be a written message, request, account of events, etc., sent by one person to another. It has become absolutely necessary for a person of modern times to interact in their personal, social, and professional life through letters. Dear students, letter writing is an art. So welcome to you all to the online class with Mrs. Tripti Sharma. This is English language class and the topic is letter writing, formal letters. In this lesson, we shall study what is a letter, why is letter writing important, types of letters, informal letters and formal letters, parts of an informal letter, sample letters, and test your knowledge. As the topic discusses about the art of letter writing, the question arises, what is a letter? A letter is a written message. It can be handwritten or printed on a paper. Dear students, in other words, we can say that a letter is a written conversation between two people or two organizations or two parties. The basic classification of letters suggests that letters are of two types: informal letters and formal letters. Dear students, we studied that letters are of two types: formal and informal letters. As it is clear by its name that formal and informal letters are entirely different from each other. So here we are discussing about informal letter. An informal letter can be said as a personal letter or a non-official letter. Dear students, as an informal letter is a personal or non-official letter, so usually it is written to our friends, family, or relatives. It means informal letters are not used for official purposes. Informal letters include all types of social letters and notes of invitations. It is always written in a friendly and personal tone. Now let's discuss about formal letters. A formal letter is written to obtain or give information about school, employment, business, etc. The language used in a formal letter should be clear and to the point. So, it includes business letters, official letters, letters to editors of newspapers, job applications, etc. Dear students, there are several kinds of letters, each of which has its own particular form. In all kinds of letters, there are some points of form to be attended to. The heading, salutation or greeting, the communication or body of the letter, the subscription, and the signature. Dear students, we all know a formal letter has different parts. The first part is known as the heading. The heading consists of two things: the writer's full postal address and date of letter writing. Dear students, you can see an example on the screen. B28, Vasant Kunj, New Delhi. This is the postal address of the writer. 2nd July 2020. This is the date of letter writing. Students, notice the punctuation used here in the postal address and the date both. And it is suggested to you all to follow the same pattern of writing the heading of the formal letter. Dear students, next to the heading comes the recipient's address. Recipient means the receiver, whom the letter is written to, or you can say the addressee. So in a formal letter, the heading is usually followed by the address of the addressee, that is the person you are writing the letter to. So dear students, we all know the heading consists of two things: the writer's address and the date. So date comes after the writer's address and the recipient's address comes after the date. An example of the recipient's address is here on the screen. The editor, The Times of India, Connaught Place, New Delhi. Here, the editor is the designation of the person whom the letter A has been written. The Times of India, Connaught Place, New Delhi is the address. And students, notice here how the address has been punctuated. There are commas used, and at the end of the address, full stop is used in the recipient's address. Salutation or greeting are same thing. In this part, the letter includes formal words used to address the person to whom the letter is written. As it is a formal letter, the salutations used will be like dear sir, dear madam, sir or madam. In the case when it is not clear whether the person whom the letter is written to is a male or a female, we can write Dear Sir oblique Madam. Dear students, salutation will be followed by comma. For example, Dear Sir, comma. Next to salutation comes the subject line. It means the subject line must follow the salutation. Now the question arises, what is subject line? Dear students, a subject line is a line that describes what the letter is about. Here we must take care that the subject line must be precise and short. Now, after the subject line, we write the body of the letter. The body of the letter is also known as the communication. In this part, the letter contains the message that the writer wants to convey. It is written at the extreme left, just below the salutation. While writing the body of the letter, of a formal letter, some points must be kept in mind. First, the body of the letter can be divided into 2 or 3 paragraphs. The language should be formal. The sentences should be short, clear, and correct. Punctuation marks must be used correctly. Write neatly, and polite expressions must be used. Now, the last part of the formal letter is the subscription. In this part, the letter contains the final leave-taking words of the writer and his or her signature. Certain forms of polite leave-taking are prescribed to end a letter, such as yours faithfully, yours sincerely, etc. Now, we shall know about signature. The signature or the name of the writer should come just below the subscription. Dear students, here you will write your full name. An example is given on the screen. Yours faithfully, Adya Sharma. Here yours faithfully is subscription and Adya Sharma is signature. We know that letters are broadly classified into 2 types, formal and informal letters. So what are the differences between a formal and an informal letter? First is, the purpose of writing these 2 letters are quite different. Second, the content of these 2 types of letters is also different. So we know the purpose of writing an informal letter is quite different from that of a formal letter. And second point is that the content of these two letters, these two styles of letter is also entirely different. Now, different salutations are used. The format of writing a formal letter is set. Means there is a definite format for a formal letter. But there is no set format for an informal letter. Informal letters include all types of social letters and notes of invitation. The tone of the informal letter is very friendly, but the formal letters are professional in nature. All types of business letters, letters to the authorities, letters to the principal are the part of formal letters. The language used in a formal letter should be clear and to the point.
Dear children, these are few points to remember while writing a letter. First, the letter should be brief and to the point. The purpose of the letter writing must be clear. If it is a formal letter, the tone must be formal. It must have a professional language used. Expressions must be very polite, and one should be very careful about spellings and punctuation. Dear children, you can see some samples of formal letters today in this class. While discussing these sample letters, we shall also discuss how to write these letters. The first important thing that you will notice is that every part of the letter writing will be followed by a blank line. The second important thing that you must notice while discussing these letters is the punctuation style. Dear students, you will follow the same pattern. Now the sample letter 1 is on your screen. The topic is write a letter to a bookseller ordering books.
12 Ring Road, Meerut, October 22, 2020. The manager, Friends Publications, Faridabad. Dear Sir, subject, order for books. I shall be grateful if you could send me one copy each of the following books by courier at the earliest. Julius Caesar, King Lear, Gulliver's Travels, Diary of a Young Girl, The Great Gatsby, Invisible Man. Yours faithfully, Ayushman Tyagi.
Dear students, now we know the different parts of a letter. My dear children, while writing a formal letter, we always skip a line blank after every part of the letter. You can notice this in the letter on the screen. A letter begins with the heading, and the heading consists of two things: postal address of the writer and the date of letter writing. And dear children, you can notice that a blank line is there between the writer's postal address and the date of letter writing. This method will be practiced always. Again, after the date of letter writing, a blank line is there. And then after, the recipient's address is written. So after every part of the letter, dear students, you will leave a blank line. Now I am going to start the letter. 12 Ring Road, Meerut, October 22, 2020. The manager, Friends Publications, Faridabad. Dear Sir, subject, order for books. I shall be grateful if you could send me one copy each of the following books: Julius Caesar, King Lear, Gulliver's Travels, Diary of a Young Girl, The Great Gatsby, Invisible Man. Yours faithfully, Ayushman Tyagi. Dear children, now you can see sample letter 2 on your screen. The topic is write a letter to the principal to change your section. My dear children, all the letters written to the principal of your school are formal letters. After writing every part of a letter, we skip a line or we leave a line blank. In this letter, too, you notice the punctuation style used. Now we shall discuss the letter. D 104 Lily Road, Ghaziabad, October 23, 2020. The principal, St.JOSEPH'S Academy, Mariam Nagar, Ghaziabad. Subject, changing section. Sir, I am a student of class 7th D. It's a sincere request to you to kindly change my section from D to B, as I am having some trouble with my classmates. Hope you kindly grant this permission. Yours obediently, Steph. Sample letter 3. Write a letter to the principal for remission of fine.
D16 Kasturba Gandhi Marg, Ghaziabad. This postal address is followed by a blank line. Then date October 23, 2020. Again, a blank line is left. The principal, St. Joseph's Academy, Mariam Nagar, Ghaziabad. Dear students, you will again leave a line blank, then subject line, subject, remission of fine. Again leave a line here blank, then salutation, sir. Salutation is again followed by a blank line. Now body of the letter. I am a student of class 7. Recently, my father has been facing some grave financial conditions due to the floods in the village. It would be kind enough of you to please ignore my due fines. Then again you are seeing the line is left blank. Thank you. Again blank line. Yours faithfully, Tanisha. Dear students, letter writing is fun. It's an art. Now it's the time of self-evaluation. Read the questions carefully and pick the best options as answers. That's all in this class. Have a nice time. Stay healthy. Stay safe. Positive attitude is the only way to achieve goals. So stay positive towards learning.